Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Eclipse Roblox, and we're back here again with another airline review. Today on the channel, we're going to be reviewing JetÉire or JetÉire. I do not know how to pronounce it. Please tell me down in the comments below. But before we continue any further, I have a quick announcement to make. So let's just pause for a second. So the voice that you're currently hearing, it's a voiceover. Unfortunately, this isn't live recording because during the live version, I somehow unplugged my mic. Bruh. I like to apologize for it. This probably won't be as enjoyable as my genuine reactions. But you know, it is what it is. And don't forget to like and hit the subscribe button, become part of the notification game, you know what I'm saying? And without further ado, let's get right into the airline review. So during this flight, we were using the Waterford Regional Airport. The exterior design is actually really nice. I could tell that what they're going for with a modern aesthetic touch. Same thing with the interior, really nice. They also have manual and self check-in, so they have both options, and I highly approve of it. They also have a pretty nice security system. It's all self-automated and stuff, but like some of the airport wasn't done. For example, like the arrival side just wasn't done and such. So, you know, it's not really a big issue, but this is where I start to have complaints already. So they have a duty-free store, which is really nice, don't get me wrong. Like the way how they laid it out, really nice. Like all the items that they have, they're really amazing models. My only issue was that, as you can see in the video, you had to pay Robux for it. Not only did you have to pay Robux for it, you can't keep it forever. It's a one-time use on this flight, alright? It's legit one time. In my opinion, as offensive as it may sound, it's just a quick cash grab from the airline. They're just trying to squeeze a couple more Robux from the passengers, and I really don't approve of this method of trying to earn more Robux. My preferred method is, you know, to sell upgraded classes, and if you really have to, sell some merch. It helps out the airline, I get it. If selling tickets won't cut it. But please do not sell duty-free objects. Those are meant to be free on the flights, okay? So please keep it that way. Every other airline legit gives it to you for free, but this airline was legit one of the first airlines I have ever seen, possibly in Row Aviation, that's like, you know what, we're gonna charge you 2 to 3 Robux for the item. So I really don't approve of that. But back to what I was saying about the airport is honestly really nice. I like the modern design that they have to it. They also have a lounge in the second floor. Like this airport actually has a second floor, well, a semi-second floor, because it's an open second floor, and it looks down on the first floor, and the lounge looks really amazing. Unfortunately, as many of you guys have know, I'm poor. I never buy upgraded classes when I do airline reviews. So, you know, I really can't talk too much about the lounge because I only saw it for like a quick second. So overall, I'll give the airport a 7 or 8 out of 10. Really nice job for such an old airline especially. So many of you guys may also be wondering why there's so many people crowding up here. Apparently this was like an event or something for their Q400. They were introducing their Q400, so I guess this was an inaugural flight for their Q400, which is pretty neat to be honest. During the live recording, I also had multiple complaints about us waiting for boarding. The main reason behind that is that we waited hella long. They promised to board us at 3:45. Like they stated themselves, we will begin boarding at 3:45. Fun fact, we waited till like 4:30 or 4:20 to board. That was like a good 40 to 50 minutes of waiting, okay? Like the last time I waited this long was from Sands International, where I waited 20 to 30 minutes for boarding after they promised to board us. This beat them by like a good 10 to 20 minutes. And honestly, I feel like if you're gonna delay the boarding process, I feel like you should tell your passengers, because for a second I thought the flight was straight up canceled, because after like the 30-minute mark I was like, what's going on? I feel like you should be obligated to tell your passengers that, like, due to events and stuff, we're gonna be slowing down the boarding process, so wait a minute, so people aren't just confused and all. Because I get that there was an event, and I get that there was a whole lot of passengers. Not only that, I also saw that they were using 2 planes, as you guys will see later on in the video. So I get like some of the reasonings behind why they delayed boarding, but at least tell your passengers, come on. Also, during this flight, there was a couple other Row Aviation YouTubers. Shout out to Unique Red Gaming and Kevin YT. They're on this flight with me. Show them some love, you know what I'm saying? Since I'm already bitching like a Karen, I might as well keep complaining to get this done with. So this complaint isn't directed at the airline. It's more or less directed at 2 or 3 individuals that I saw in this video. I'm not going to point them out. But basically, during this flight, like I said in the beginning of the video, this airport had 2 floors. The second floor overlooked the first, and only people of upgraded classes could go up to the second. So during the event, while we were just all piling down there, there was a group of people that were calling us sewer rats or lab rats, and that we were dirty and that we were poor. And then another one made a statement that they were never gonna go down there and hang with us, but instead they're gonna hang with their own quote-unquote own people of rich and exclusive people. And I just want to say something to those 2 or 3 individuals. If you are legit acting or feeling superior just because you own an upgraded ticket on a Roblox airline, I feel like you have some mental problems. You may have some insecurities that we may not know about. Like, as offensive as that sounds, I just want to point that out. Like, please don't act toxic, or please don't think you're God, or like anyone that should be treated better just because you own an upgraded class on a Roblox airline, okay? So I'm basically done with all the complaining. From this point onwards, there will be no more complaints from me. I'll start to talk about the shining lights of this airline. So one of the few decent parts is that the aircrafts are actually really well made. Delivery design choices are fantastic. It may be simple, but it gets the job done, and I really approve of it. The aircraft itself, like the model, also really well made. The interior, it may not look that impressive, but you guys gotta understand, this is a small aircraft with a tiny interior. There's limitations to what the dev team can do and what they can add. So, you know, the interior is still pretty impressive to me. However, I would like for them to add an IFE, because this plane was missing an IFE, and it will just make everything so much better if they added one, and I feel like the interior would have been perfect with it. Not only that, the pilot was also pretty decent. We took off successfully and smoothly, no problems whatsoever, and I'm pretty sure the second plane also took off successfully because they landed right after we did. Since we're talking about the pilot, we might as well talk about the staff team as a whole. The staff team as a whole, in my opinion, was really professional. They did a really nice job. There was a couple impatient people that were being too offensive for their own good during the flight, and I feel like the staff team did a really nice job calming it down, and I do get their frustration when it comes to dealing with passengers. So mad respect to the staff team as a whole. They did an amazing job during this flight. So during this segment of the video, we're currently cruising right now, and I'll get my menu soon, I hope. But the menu, not gonna lie, is one of the best menus I've seen in Row Aviation. Not only is it a GUI, they try to mimic like a realistic airline menu that they will give to you in a real life flight. And I feel like the overall design of the menu is really amazing. Not only is it a GUI, it's a fully custom GUI made specifically for this airline, and I highly approve of many airlines as possible to do this because it makes the experience so much better. Not gonna lie, during the next segment of the video, it's kind of awkward. What happened is that the flight attendant kind of skipped me because I thought that they were gonna send you like a private message, but they didn't send you a private message. Instead, like, they just talked to you in Roblox using bubble chat, and I didn't know that they were doing that. So I don't blame the flight attendant for skipping me, but eventually she was nice enough to come back to the front to check, and then I made my second order, quote unquote my second order. But I got myself a milkshake and some couple other food items, and the food items were pretty well made. I'll give the food items like an 8 out of 10. I'm not giving them a 9 or 10 out of 10 or like anywhere higher, is because they didn't have food animations, but the food models, just the food models themselves, were really well made. And I guess during this part of the flight, we're gonna start descending soon. Like I said, I'm doing a voiceover over a time-lapse video, so I really don't know what's gonna happen next. I'm just simply doing a voiceover while being clueless. But I think we're gonna start descending soon. Just a little side information, they did use the departure airport as their final destination, so I guess that the airport that you guys saw in the beginning could be used for arrivals and departures, which I honestly don't mind. At least they had enough effort to go insert a destination, even if it's the same thing that you saw in the departure. So, you know, you gotta at least give them credit for that. And we're gonna be landing right now. Since we're gonna be landing, I might as well give my review of the airline. I'll give this airline a 8 out of 10 in total. I want to give it a 9 out of 10 or like something higher. The only reason why I'm not is because my major complaint during this flight and the major turnoff was the boarding time. It took us around 40 to 50 minutes to board, but I did understand that there was an event, so I'm kind of, you know, being a little chillax here. And they also did like a water salute, which is pretty neat. So overall, this airline gets a well-deserved 8 out of 10 due to their staff, really nice airport, and really nice aircraft. The only thing they could improve upon was their boarding time and like the process of the flight. But regardless, it was a pretty nice flight, especially for such an old airline. I think this is the oldest airline on Roblox, and someone told me that. And thank you guys for watching. I get that this video wasn't really enjoyable because it was a voiceover, but you know, it is what it is. And until next time, this is Eclipse Roblox. Adios. Got